personnel, right? It's going to be a challenge. But with knowledge, they can start to change the way in which they behave and manage themselves, and then how you manage, as a vendor, how you manage them as well. Okay? Now, this is a ugly distribution. When I thought, wow, I'm a math guy. If it's ugly, tough luck, right? Is that a pretty graph? Anybody think that's a pretty graph? If you do, raise your hand. You have really bad taste in graphs. That is like the ugliest graph I've ever seen. How many think it's an ugly graph? Okay, I'm going to tell you a trick about public speaking. You have people raise their hand, they're less likely to fall asleep on it. You ever thought about that? Did you raise your hand, the blood flows down, you wake up a little bit? Works great. And basically, make sure the mic move around as well. Okay, so let's just take this graph, and we say on the left-hand side, we have a low recovery rate. On the right-hand side, we have a high recovery rate, and we talked about early stage default. Let's change our tactics. Okay, maybe we use the same tactic we've always used in the middle bucket. Maybe we have a completely different tactic on the high bucket. Instead of skipping it as early as we do, maybe we just need to run it a lot more times because of then cars in the garage. Okay, let's just skip past that. Now, let's talk about agencies and drivers and how this information can be used by them. And by the way, I built information. I own a company that sells product to agencies. They will have this information, and they will get it as a part of our product. So know that as a lender or a forwarder, it is going to be impacting you at some point in time, so just know that. But here's how an agency can change their behavior to make themselves more profitable. Okay? They have a certain amount of time. If I have 30 drivers, if I have 50 drivers, if I have 100 drivers, it doesn't matter how many drivers I have X hours. Okay? Equates to hours. And if I have those hours and I treat all assignments equally, well, I'm going to have a certain outcome, right? If I use the prediction of my recovery rate to alter how I use my hours, and I take hours from the low recovery potential and I move them to the high recovery potential, guess what? What do you think the outcome is going to be? More cars. Period. I could almost just say period and stop talking, probably be better, but I'm not going to. Net result, more cars. Benefits everywhere. Okay, so some of you guys are going, okay, what is he doing? What is this guy doing? He's up here talking, and he's talking about probabilities and math and time allocation and all this junk. How many of you guys have heard any of this before? Okay? Now you're going to do it. Hypothesis one. Okay? I know you guys talk in terms of hypotheses. Agree with you? Perfect, right? You're talking to your kid, and you go, my hypothesis is you have not done your homework. Probability of being right, 98%. Okay, hypothesis one. If a borrower is a renter and can't make their car payments, is it possible if they're having difficulty making their rental payments? Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. And if they're having difficulty making their rental payments, and that's the address you have on file, it is going to be more difficult to recover because it's not there, right? Simple hypothesis. Collect the right data, have the right numbers, analyze it properly, and now I have a prediction. Hypothesis two. How badly does the borrower depend upon that vehicle? Okay? I can tell you how far you have to commute from any location in the United States to get to major employment. I can tell you how far you have to commute from any location to get to retail employment. How far you have to travel, do you think that has an impact on whether or not they need or depend upon that car? Do you think it has a potential to have an impact on predictability of recovery? Two reasons why it has a predictability, or useful for predicting recovery. One is, if they have to commute a long ways, their car is not stationary as often. Right? If their car's not stationary, it's really hard to pick up. The second element to it is their dependency upon it is higher, they're more likely to hide it. Okay? It's kind of funny, because I've only been in this industry for 6 months. And it's amazing. It's a cynical industry. You guys all believe that every single defaulted borrower out there whose car you weren't able to collect is hiding it. That is a shitload of hidden cars. Okay, that is, I mean, think about that. Is a huge number of cars hiding. It just cracks me up because the probability of that is really low. So, analyst guys' humor is really off too. So if you don't get it, tough luck. Go have fun somewhere else. I learned a long time ago, if I'm going to do a presentation, I'm going to entertain myself. And if you laugh with me, we're good. If you don't laugh with me, tough luck. I don't care. Okay? Hypothesis 3. Who is your borrower? Really? This is the is. We're talking about the is that Bill Clinton brought into the Supreme Court. Is. What the hell is that? Anyway, I don't know why I threw that in there. Higher crime areas will most likely have a more difficult time recovering. Because who is that borrower really? Okay, those are the people who hide, right? They're going, okay, I got a game to this. I'm going to leverage it. Right? If I can keep this vehicle out here, shoot, you know what? Shock the crap out of me. 35% recovery rate? 35%. You know how many freaking vehicles are out there running around that nobody's paying for? That is amazing. I was shocked, a little shocked. Less shocked now. Getting used to it. The bottom line is, those who have information will recover more vehicles. Those who change their practices using information will have a better relationship with their vendors, and then will collect more vehicles as well. Because a lender who says, hey, agency, instead of asking you to run that 15% probability address 500 times, and I'm going to geolocate to make sure that you hit that address every single freaking time, versus the lender that says, hit it once, hit it twice, good, let's go on, let's move it, let's remove it, so that you can use your resources to the best of my ability. That client's going to get more attention from the agency because it's more profitable business. The lender that says, no, you run it, regardless of the probability, is going to lose the attention of that agency to eventually collect less vehicles. Okay, so bottom line, it's called predictable. Anyway, the yellow brick road, the path that all of us want to take, because it leads to some crazy ass place. Early adopters, they take advantage and they reap the benefits. It's not an if, it will happen. It is happening. The middle and late stage, you go, shit, this sucks. We're getting adversely picked on because, hey, we're getting lower recovery rates, we're getting nobody's attention. I call the agency and they basically go, yeah. You can do that when you get home, if you want to. I don't have a patent on that. And then eventually, everybody's doing it. It's the path it always takes. The choice is win. The next 0 to 60 roadmap. Today, I have a score. Useful? Yes. Meaningful? Yes. What am I going to do with it? My agency's getting it when they're using my software. Okay. Lenders, voters, they can purchase it if they want. I don't care. And you heard about my history, so I don't need to be there. Why I'm here again? I keep asking myself that question. I don't know. I will be, in the beginning of 2018, putting together a lender consortium, okay, of early stage default. And by doing that, two things happen. One is if you're in that consortium, you get the score. Secondary effect of that is we get to build better models together. And if we build better models together, you get more vehicles back. It's simple. That's what we did at CoreLogic. That's what I did at CoreLogic. That's why CoreLogic is where it is today. It's part of it, not all of it. And that's what I'm doing. Okay? What else? Yeah, lender data. Oh, here's just some basic ideas from the consortium. This is what we did for the major lenders as well. When we put the consortium together, to know how well you're doing compared to your peers without knowing who your peers are? How many of you guys would like to know that as a lender? You don't care. You really don't care? Come on, I know you're a lender. You raised your hand earlier. You don't care how you're doing compared to your competitors? Okay, see, it's easy. It's just this little emotion. Put your hand up. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Okay. Cure rates. Do you know what your cure rates are compared to your peers? How about recovery rates for agencies relative to your peers in the same geography? We'd love to know. Not knowing who your competitors are per se, but knowing that your relative place compared to your competitor, compared to the industry. Absolutely. This is information that I can't believe this industry doesn't have. It's shocking. But anyway, and by the way, it all just gets better from there. These are the types of dashboards that are just standard practice. If you're in mortgage, you're just comparing everything. Where am I? What is it? What's going on? What trends are happening? Where am I compared to the market as a whole? What's going on? What's happening? And if I don't know that, how in the heck am I making good decisions? If I make a change, and I have to wait 6 months to say, hey, wow, my default rate's little, my recovery rate just went up 4% off that change. That's awful. Anyway, that's that. Questions, comments? Any questions? Any comments?
What's the most interesting correlative relationship you've seen between the tendency for repo versus the debtor in herself?
What's the
most interesting factor that means you believe the car is destined to?
I don't have early stage transition information. What I have and where I started is the recovery potential. Okay. When I get down the path, I start working with the lenders. I'll have more detail at an early stage. What causes transition? Right. I don't have that detail at this point.
Agencies are your target, correct?
No, my target is lenders, agencies, forwarders. My target is this whole segment. Okay. It just so happens that I entered through the agency side, and I plan to make them more profitable because they're in a struggling situation with the combination of price pressure, regulatory pressure, and cost pressure. Right? It's much more expensive to be on the road today, and without analytics, you're sending people where they shouldn't be. Right? The combination, the whole segment needs better information.
But your immediate focuses are the agencies.
All three. I have the data. I have the data. I can help people.